Hi, and welcome to today's session. Today I wanted to focus on mobility. It's going to be a short practice just to help open up the full body. And all you're going to need for your practice today is your mat. So once you have that rolled out, we'll get started. So today's practice will actually begin in our child's pose. So child's pose takes wide knees, bringing your toes together behind you, reaching your arms out in front, and then just gently relaxing the head. We'll start here with a couple of deep breaths, just to help us settle. And a gentle reminder that mobility or flexibility is not a requirement for practice. All you have to do is show up, and that will actually start to help you open up a little bit at a time. All that it takes is consistency and a willingness to show up to your practice. So as we take one more breath here, we'll slowly start to lift up onto our fingertips, lifting our elbows off the mat, gently lifting your forehead up. Take your hands and walk them over towards the right side of the mat, really lengthening forward through that left arm. Your right arm can relax out to the side as you relax your forehead down. Your left hip is pulling back behind you to create some space on that side. So we'll take 2 breaths here. One more. And then you'll take your time to gently lift the forehead, come back into the hands, walk your right hands to meet the left, and then walk your hands back to center. We'll keep going past the center line over towards the left side this time, relaxing the right hand out to the right side, but reaching forward and long through that right arm. Gently relaxing the forehead once you arrive, pulling back into that right hip as you find some extra space on that right side for 2 breaths. And as you finish up that second breath, take your time to gently lift the forehead, walk your left hand back to meet the right, walk your hands back to center, and then we'll walk our hands forward. Good. From that forward walk, we're going to just gently drop the heart. And I know that this can be a little bit intense for the shoulders, so what you can do is walk your hands out a little bit wider, and then just gently think about melting your heart down. Good. So your chin doesn't have to touch, your forehead can touch, whatever feels comfortable for the neck, but think about gently pressing the shoulders and your heart down towards the earth. Lift, keeping the hips nice and high. We'll take one more breath here for the upper back. Good. And to come out of this, just slide your hands back towards your face, and then use that as the support to gently pull yourself up to your tabletop position. Okay, so from here, we're going to find our stack. So our wrists are stacked underneath our shoulders and our knees are stacked underneath our hips. We'll find our cat-cows here. So on your next inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift your tailbone. And then as you exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin and tailbone underneath. And allow yourself to go back and forth between these 2 movements, moving at the pace of your own breath. Sanskrit, this one's called Chakravakasana. So allow yourself to breathe and move through. Take about 2 more rounds. Good. As you finish up, you're going to gently come back into a nice neutral spine. All that's left for the spine is a twist. So we're going to bring our left hand to center, and on your next inhale, we'll reach the right arm up nice and high. Look up towards that hand, and then allow your gaze to follow the hand as you take the hand underneath, as you give yourself a hug, and it reaches for the opposite shoulder. Inhale again as you lengthen back up towards the sky. And then exhale again as you round, allowing again the head to follow. We'll take 2 more just like that. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round. Good. We'll end on the inhale. So inhale, reach high one final time. Before you exhale, and plant that hand back down towards the earth. We'll take our right hand and plant, and then take that next inhale as you reach the left arm high this time. Do your best to stack shoulders. Ooh, that was a crack. Exhale, send it through, reaching for the opposite shoulder. And then again, allow the head to rotate with you, using your inhale to reach, and then your exhale to round. Good. Inhale again, lengthen up towards the sky. Exhale, one final hug. in gratitude. And then take one more as you inhale and lengthen up before you exhale and plant that hand back down towards the earth. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take our hands and walk them out in front of us, coming into a nice low plank on our knees. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way down towards the ground while keeping the elbows and the shoulders lifted. Okay. Once you arrive, we'll take one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on top of that. We're going to bend both knees and bring our knees nice and wide onto our mat and take our feet side to side. We'll keep our right foot where it is. We'll extend the left leg all the way down towards the earth. And then we'll reach back with our right hand for that foot and gently guide it towards our hip. It's a really nice one for the quads. Just make sure you keep pressing down through that hip. And we'll enjoy that gentle opening through the front of the thigh for 2 more breaths. Take your time to slowly release that foot back down towards the ground, and then we're going to switch sides. Right hand comes underneath your chin. Reach back with your left hand as that left knee bends. Reach back for that foot, gently guide it towards the hip as we breathe here. Again, actively pressing down to the front of the hips towards the mat. We'll take 2 more here. Yeah, and then take your time to slowly release the feet back down towards the mat. And then we'll walk ourselves back up into our hands and knees. So bring your hands back by your rib cage, and then we'll tuck our toes behind us. Gently lift yourself, just the heart to start. And then as you exhale, lower back down. We'll do that lift 2 more times before we come up. Inhale, lift through the upper body, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale again as you lower. One final time. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And then exhale, send yourself up into your knees, and then all the way back into your child's pose where we first got started. Just enjoying that gentle rounding sensation to the lower back for 1 more breath. Before you take your time, slowly roll back up onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes, and then lift your hips all the way up and back into your first downward facing dog. So your hands and your feet can be a little bit closer together than the traditional if you'd like, just to help open up into the hamstrings a little bit at a time as you walk out the feet, grounding the heels 1 at a time. Keeping the hips nice and high, shrugging the shoulders up towards your ear, pressing actively down into the tops of the knuckles and your fingertips. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, settle into your downward dog. Good. Take your time to slowly roll yourself back down to your knees. Beautiful. We'll take our right foot and bring it all the way back behind us. And then on the next inhale, we'll lift that leg up towards the sky. So inhale, lift the right leg. Actively open it out to the right side. Inhale again, send it all the way back behind you. And then exhale again, out to the right. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale all the way back. And then exhale again all the way to the right. Good. We'll lower that foot down towards the ground. And then on your next inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the gaze for a cow pose. And then exhale, round again for cat. Good. We'll take Chakravakasana 2 more times on this side with the right leg extended, which helps us get into our hips just a little bit more in the stretch. Good. Take your time to slowly come back into a neutral spine. And then from there, you're going to gently come all the way up to stand with our leg extended out to the right side. Good. So it'll look like this. I'll face the front to make it a little bit easier visually. And then from there, we'll take both arms all the way up towards the sky. And then we'll exhale, take a side bend towards that extended leg. If we don't rest that right hand down on that leg, it's going to be a little bit more strength. If you feel like you want a bigger stretch rather than working really hard, you can take your right hand and rest it on that extended leg and find a deeper stretch through that left side. Just keep pressing your hips forward as you reach. And we'll take 2 breaths on this side. Really good. One more. And then you'll inhale and come all the way back up to your gate. And then we're going to take that right toe that's extended and point it out towards the right side and make sure that we have a nice 90-degree bend in that knee. So we'll take that right hand to the inside thigh. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, push towards that right knee, opening up a little bit deeper through your inner thighs. Good. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale to the right. Good. Inhale again, rise. Exhale to your right. Good. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. And then exhale, push. Good. Take your time to come all the way back up. And then you're going to extend that leg once more, pointing your toes towards the same direction that you're facing. And then we'll inhale with strength as we try to lift the leg. And then exhale, send it all the way back behind us. We're going to lower the toes and then push back into the heel, opening up into the hamstrings just a little bit deeper. And then we'll gently rest that knee back down towards the earth. We'll do the opposite. So left leg extends back behind us. Push back into that heel for 1 breath. And then we'll gently lift that leg up towards the sky. Take a nice big breath here. Do your best to not drop that lower belly as you extend. And then exhale, walk that left leg out to the left. Inhale again, send it all the way back behind us. Exhale with strength to the left side. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, extend back. And then exhale, open left. Good. We'll gently plant that left foot again. And then we'll find our 3 cat-cows. So on your next inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale again as you round. And then 2 more times at your pace. As you finish up, gently come back into a neutral spine. And then we're going to slowly come up to our gate pose. I'll rotate again to make it easier to see. And then we'll take both arms up nice and high. And then exhale, side bend over towards your left. Good. Keep pressing the hip points forward. You can rest your left hand against the thigh if you'd like a bigger stretch rather than putting in work. And we'll take 2 more breaths on this side. Good. 1 more. Take your time to rise all the way back up to the top. And then exhale, release. As you turn those left toes again, this time to the left side. Good. Taking that 90-degree bend in that knee, take a nice big inhale as you take that left hand to the inside thigh. And then as you exhale, lean over towards the left while keeping the nice hip nice and open towards the left side. Good. Inhale again. Exhale again, push to the left. Good. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Gently come all the way back up. Extend the leg out to the side, toes now facing towards the front and where you're facing. And then inhale. Watch the hands as you bring them back down towards the earth. Send the left toes all the way back behind you. And then gently push into that heel before releasing that knee back down towards the earth. Good. From here, we're going to take our right foot and we're going to take it out to the side just like we did, but we're going to circle it all the way around until it comes to the front of the mat. So both of your hands are on the inside. You're going to start to walk the left knee back behind you a little bit further so that once you start pressing your hips forward into that low lunge, we're going to have the ankle stacked over the knee. It's not a requirement. Just know that if your knee goes past the toes, it just loads the knee a little bit more. But once you find yourself in that position, think about pressing down through the hips, lifting through your chest, focusing in the front of that left leg. As we breathe, we're here for 3. Good. 2 more. And the last one. Good. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to send the hips back. And you can take your hand to the outside of that right foot, so your foot is now square between the hands, and you can start lifting the toes up off the mat. You're going to straighten out that leg, and if that's not accessible to you because you have tight hamstrings, know that you can keep your knee bent to start. So from this bent knee position, take a nice big inhale here. And then don't forward fold. All you do is exhale and press the back of that knee towards the earth. Inhale again, bend, relax. And then on the exhale, press down into that knee, straighten the leg. Feel that big pull underneath that right leg. One more time. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, push. Good. Take your time to slowly step back into that foot as you walk your hands towards the front. We're going to turn those right toes out to the outside just a little bit and make sure that the knee is tracking in that same direction. We're going to walk our hands forward just a little bit more as we tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up off the mat. Good. We're going to shift our weight forward into that right foot and see if we can step our left foot forward to meet the right to find our Malasana squat. Good. So we're going to sit here, take 3 breaths. You can bring your arms forward or hands to heart center, whichever you feel is best for you. But we'll take 2 more breaths wherever you are. Good. Last one. Gently release the hands back down towards the earth. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in the reverse. So this time the left foot is going to stay in the front, and then you're going to walk your right foot back. So you can bring your hands forward. If you are a little bit lifted in the heels, know that that's absolutely okay. Just walk your hands forward enough so you can counterbalance as you lift yourself up and send your right foot back behind you this time. Once that back foot lands, you can walk your hands back, walk the foot back as far as you need to find the stance in your lunge. Gently lower that back knee, come up onto your fingertips to find some height, and then gently press your hips forward as you lift through your chest. The left and right side will feel different, so enjoy the stretch as you breathe and just take notice how this side feels versus the other. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Good. Last one. Yeah, take your time to slowly start walking the hips back. As you walk your hands back with you, as you start to straighten out that front leg the best of your ability while lifting the toes. Once you find that position, take a nice big inhale here. You can start with the bent knee. And then as you exhale, gently press that leg straight, feeling that nice long stretch happening through that hamstring on the left side. Good. We'll take 2 more breaths just like that. Inhale, bend, and then exhale, extend. Good. We'll do 2 more just like that. Good. Take your time to slowly bend that knee. Step back into that foot as you walk your hands forward. Can you rotate those left toes again out to the outside, allowing the knee to rotate as well? Bring both hands on the inside. Walk your hands forward to shift the weight. Tuck those back toes. Lift the back knee up off the mat. Find strength as you step the right foot forward to meet the left. And then again, sit nice and low. Good. So we're going to find Malasana one last time for 3 breaths. Really good. 2 more. And last one. Take your time to slowly release yourself all the way down to the ground. And then extend the legs out in front of you. Good. We're going to start in Paschimottanasana, so our forward fold. So untuck your booty so it's more behind you than underneath you. Flatten out the spine the best you can. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, forward fold, think belly to thigh rather than forehead to knee. We'll maintain this for 3 more breaths. Then we'll take our time to slowly lift ourselves up. Bring the soles of our feet together. And then allow ourselves to gently ground the knees down towards the earth. Open up our feet. And then this time, instead of a flat back, just round the spine. Think nose to toes. And take your time to slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time. Head and neck are the last things to come up. Once you arrive, take your hands and allow your hands to support closing of the knees as you extend your legs nice and straight down towards the earth. We'll scoot ourselves down so that we know our head is going to catch the mat and not the floor, and then extend the arms forward and just gently lower yourselves down. Good. Once we arrive, we'll take both of our knees and our feet nice and wide onto the mat. Take your knees side to side a couple of times, working our 90-90s in our hips and our lower back. And then we'll bring both knees all the way back up to center. Hug both knees into your chest. And extend the left leg all the way down towards the earth, keeping that right leg hugged in. And then taking a moment to switch the grip so that the hands are underneath your thighs rather than your shin. On your next inhale, you'll keep the knee bent. But on the exhale, we'll extend it up towards the sky for a deeper stretch through our hams. Good. Inhale again, bend the knee, relax. And then on the exhale, extend. Beautiful. Last one, just like that. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, extend. Good. We'll bend the knee completely, holding onto that knee with our left hand. Extend our right arm up towards the right side. Turn in that direction to allow that shoulder to stay on the mat as you find a gentle twist as you bring that knee over towards the left. Enjoy the supine twist, helping ease yourself into a stretch for the lower back. And we'll take 2 more breaths on this side. Take your time to slowly bring that knee all the way back to center. One last big hug into the chest. And then the left knee is going to join the party. So gently bring the left knee in. Give both knees a nice big hug. And then release the right leg down towards the earth. We'll give that left leg the same hug and love that the right side got, before we gently switch the grip to the under the thigh rather than the shin. Once you lace your hands underneath the thigh, take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, extend the leg up towards the sky. Feel that big stretch. Inhale again, bend the knee. Exhale again as you extend. And we'll do one more just like that. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. Good. Last one. As you find your next breath, that knee is going to bend completely. It's going to be held by the right hand as the left arm comes out to the left side and you turn your gaze in that direction and gently guide the knee over to the right this time. Take as much time as you need. Move nice and slow as you bring that left knee all the way back to center. Give it one last big hug into the chest before you allow the right knee to join. And this time we'll turn ourselves into a tight little ball. We'll wrap our arms around the shins or hold on to the feet, but squeeze all the muscles in the body. Take a full breath into the top. Hold your breath there and squeeze really hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale as you let the breath go, and then let the body go as you extend in opposite directions. As we settle for our Shavasana today, know that there is not a particular body shape or strength or amount of mobility that is required for you to practice. The practice will allow itself to meet you where you're at, And know that you can take as much time as you need to feel open in your body as you start to bring movement into it. But know that it takes time and consistency. It doesn't come easy in the beginning, and know that that's okay. But the more we move, the more comfortable we feel in those movements, and the more comfortable and aware we can become of our bodies, its strengths and its weaknesses. So as we allow it to settle, release your breath, allow it to come back to its natural pace and rhythm. And a gentle reminder that you are loved already exactly as you are. As we take one last moment in stillness, we'll find gratitude for our bodies, accepting it for all that it is, and that it's important to take care of it since it's the only one that we've got. As we start to move, wiggling through fingers and toes, maybe rolling out through ankles and wrists. If one last full body stretch does call to you, extend and reach in opposite directions. Before you slowly bring your knees back into your chest and roll over to your favorite side, coming into that comfortable fetal position, giving yourself one final opportunity to reset for the rest of your day. And move nice and slow with the support of your hands. Gently press yourself up to your comfortable seat. This is the safest way to come up for your spine. But once you arrive, we'll take one hand over heart, one hand over belly, finding gratitude for this practice, our body, and for being able to move together. Thank you so much for showing up today for your practice and for allowing me to guide yours, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you at the next one.